Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 3DS review. Technically I suppose this might be 3DSWare, but it's actually really, I suppose, a new category in itself. It's a Streetpass game. I never originally planned to actually review the Streetpass games that came with it, because every system comes with it. So it's not as if my review will help you buy something, or help you decide if you want to buy it or if you don't want to buy it, because you're getting it anyway when you get the system. Then they released some updates. And the updates are 4 new games that you can buy that are quite overpriced, if I'm honest. I'll probably get wrong for saying that, but the bundle price at least means you get one of them free. However, one of them is so awful, it really should have been free, and quite frankly, the bundle price should have therefore been for the price of 2 games. Because they're probably amazing at half the price, but instead they're just decent little games. I'm still glad I bought them. It gives us something else to do with pinging with people, at least. And I'll probably be using that word a lot. I don't know what the official word is for when you actually street pass with someone, but because whenever you switch the DS on and things happen, it goes ping, things like that, and you always get the light going off, and it always reminds me of like ping a light bulb above your head. Me and my brothers and my friends call street passing pinging. If you hit someone, if you target with someone, it's like sonar or something, then you ping with them. So I will be using that word a lot. That is my reasoning why. Please do not have a go at me for not knowing the correct terminology, because I don't even know if there is a correct terminology. And no one ever discusses this stuff online on the forums I go to. So I will be using that word a lot, and now you know why, and now you know what I class its meaning as. So hopefully you won't be confused by me constantly saying ping, okay? So, with a lot of the updates, things that they've done, the settings and all are pretty much the same. You can have whether or not you want Spot Pass or Street Pass on. Seeing as they're Street Pass games, it's a bit stupid for those options to be optional, because what are you going to do if you don't have them on, you know? Music player is tracks that you can unlock, but I've honestly never ever went into it to use the music, because why would you? It's just weird. If you could download them and put them on your iPod if you like them, then maybe, but there doesn't seem to be a way to do that. Accomplishments are basically achievements. Street Pass map basically shows you the people that you've met and where they're from. Slideshow is of the pictures, and you can go through them and view them, and pictures is one of the biggest parts of Street Pass, because you get pieces, and then those pieces make the picture, and then the picture does something. And the older ones are definitely showing their age, because they look like crap now. Whereas the newer ones look really cool, and they're very deep, and they've got a lot going on for them. You've then got the exchange booth, where you can earn tickets through playing the new games. And I don't know if you can play the old games, because I've already beat them. So I've not went back to the old games. I need to do it in case you do get tickets for them now, to be fair. And then you can buy items. So there's an ice climber hood if I wanted, or an aubergine hat. I'm currently wearing a Luigi suit. That me for my other DS is using a Bowser hat. And to be fair, all I've got is me to play with. So I'm just going to play with myself right now. When you go in, you'll see the puzzle swap, which is where you go in and you get pieces, and there's blue pieces which you can get every day by spending coins, and then there's pink pieces which you can only get randomly from new puzzles and from special Miis, and they are the scourge. I think that's the right word for it. They are like everyone absolutely detests them. Basically, it's the thing that they introduced that not a single person likes. They are the bane of their existences. These people who collect them madly and go on and on about collecting the new pieces and having every single blue piece when you've not got a single pink one, because you've got no one to street pass with, because you live in a country where it's not very popular to take your 3DS out. It just annoys the hell out of people that those pieces now exist. So going on from that, you've then got Streetpass Quest, which is a bit like an RPG. You go through it, you battle monsters, you get rooms that are filled with fire, so you've got to have 2 blue Miis to coat the room with water. It's one of them. The first one was mediocre, the second one was actually really good, and it was free, so that's quite cool. Then you've got Streetpass Squad, which is the one I'm going to go into, because obviously these are the ones that you pay for now, so I'm not just going to do a general description, I'm going to do a general description and show some of the gameplay off. This one is basically a shoot 'em up, and there's different things you can do, like you can collect all your treasures, you can get Casualty 3 achievements, you can go for your high score, it tells you the difficulty, the level number, and the only problem I've got with this game, because this one is, as far as I'm concerned, this is the best one. The only problem I've got is, when you're playing the game, you need a minimum, I'd say, of 3 Miis. You really do. There are some levels that are just so hard, and as it gets further into the game, you need more and more, and it's just annoying because it does put limitations on people who do have very few people with 3DSs that they know that they can get on a daily basis, or even just by going on a walk around, and it's annoying. When they announced the Streetpass posts where you could go into like a Wi-Fi zone and ping with a person, everyone rejoiced because I thought, yeah, I'm going to be able to get more people. But then they made it that you can only ping with the last person in that area instead of everyone. So if 10 people magically walk into that thing, which would be more than I have ever got on a single day by double those numbers, okay? And that was literally on one day when I decided with my brother, we went round every single popular place in this city, and we still only got 6 people, I think, and that was including ourselves. So there was my other me, there was his me, and there was my little brother's me. So excluding us, we technically met about 3 or 4 people that day, if that. So if magically you get into a place where 10 people have been with their 3DSs, you will ping with the last one that pinged with the system. And that is atrocious. I'm sorry. How is that actually going to be any help at all? For them to be saying all this, that it's going to help people who don't get any pings, what the hell's that going to do? There's like 700-800 pieces for these puzzles, and you can only get 1 per person if they've got them. So how the hell is that exactly going to help people who have never pinged with anyone being able to now ping with 1 person? It just makes no sense. You're better off actually making friends with local people who have 3DSs and just all playing it together, which isn't an option for everyone, unfortunately, but the way that they've done it with that isn't an option either. It then means that you're essentially having to go around 10 Wi-Fi spots in the same day just to be able to get a full squad up, you know? It's mental, it really is. But the shoot 'em up itself is a solid shoot 'em up. The whole point is every single one of you has a different colour, and different colours do different things. So the purple one's a laser shot, the green one's a reflective shot, the red one's a flamethrower. I've not managed to get every one of every colour, so I don't know what they all do. But it is really cool. You can play through it. It's got a mediocre story because it's not supposed to have it. The level design's excellent, and it's well worth the price of admission of its own. It's the only one that I would recommend at full price. You've then got, when it lets me exit out, a flower game. Now, the flower game is a disappointment for about 17 reasons, really. First up, it's by Grezzo. Now, if you know that name and you're not sure why, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. Grezzo did the port. I expected so much more from them, but this takes all of the real-world boredom of gardening for a person who hates gardening. Not everyone does. Some of you find it fun. That's fine. It takes all of the real-world pain of gardening and makes it into virtual gardening, which is just as bad, if not worse. You have to go through message after message after message of constant drivel of stuff that if you're not a gardener you're not going to understand. You're sitting there bored. All you want to do is get more tickets to get the costumes with, which is why you're going to have to play this one, because as far as I'm aware you can't get an infinite supply of tickets from the other games. But then again, I've not managed to beat them and restart them and beat them again, if you know what I mean. Something that I have done with Streetpass Quest 1 and 2, where I've went through them about 9 times over the last... how many years has it been since the 3DS came out now? About 2.5, maybe 3? I think it's about 2.5. So yeah, I've gone through Streetpass Quest 1 a lot. Streetpass Quest 2, not as much because it didn't come out as soon. Obviously you can spend coins on these games to get Mii's back and to do things like that, but that's if you've got a load of player coins. And the whole point with the gardening is someone comes in, waters your plant, and then it gets you a seed, and then you get the seed, and then you get another plant, but then you can also buy stuff for your garden, and you can update pictures, and you can do... Seriously, it really is. It's like having a real garden, only virtual. You can't actually enter it into any competitions, and you can't appreciate the smell if you appreciate the smell or the beauty of it. It takes everything, the only good parts of real gardening, and gets rid of them, and instead just makes it a boring chore, if I'm honest. It really is the sort of thing that just annoys me. That I have to play it in order to get more tickets. So I'm just going to exit out of this one as soon as it will possibly let me. But he really does go on and on. He's like me. He really is. Anyone who's seen my vids will probably be thinking, well, you also go on and on. Well, imagine if every single day you had to put up with me for about half an hour while you do this. That's him. He's me. Okay? He's as annoying. In my eyes, he's as annoying as myself, and that's saying something. So, absolutely detest that game. Wish it hadn't been made. Really do. It lessens my opinion of Grezzo now, which is probably wrong. But it's one of those. How can you do an amazing port of an amazing game and then follow it up with that? It's annoying. Street Pass Battle, though, is a massive game of rock, paper, scissors, 2 out of 3. It really is. I mean, there's no other way to put it. You go through, you meet up with people who put their forces with your forces. If they've also got the game, you can fight them to take their full army or something. But if you meet someone who manages to work in a game store, who therefore has like 500,000 people in their army while you're sitting there with 1,000, then don't even bother. And the whole point is you then get forces for your army. You can then go and invade other countries. You can then get... you can basically get a load of stuff to build your castle with, like materials and that. And it's just one giant game of rock, paper, scissors. Right, I've got less than him, but I should still be able to win if I've got this right in my head. Because it tells you how many people you need in order to actually have an undefeated army. And because you only need to win 2 out of 3, it does mean that you only need 2 of your people to be undefeatable. So, right, me archers are undefeatable, now they're not. Right, rock's definitely the wrong way to go about this, clearly. So if I do that and move it, will I have enough? Right, ooh, no, I don't think I'm going to have enough, so I might be about to get my butt handed to me. Unfortunately, I don't actually know if there is a way to get it on this one. I thought I would have had just enough people to make it undefeatable. So if I go for... either way, if me... archers are probably going to be the best because archers are scissors and I'm fighting 2 people who have got loads of paper. So really I need to go avoid rock altogether and just make as many paper as I can. If I make paper undefeatable or make them about there and there, then hopefully I'll stand a chance to beat this guy. So I want to avoid rock at all costs. I'll go for me 1700 men of paper first. Come on. Right, versus paper, excellent. I'm in with a chance because it's one of the small paper. If I get my scissors, then I think I've got more scissors than him. Oh no, I've got slightly less, so this could be an embarrassment. Oh, right then. This could be the first time I actually lose. Nope, he got paper, so I just managed to scratch victory there. So I'll do this, and let's see then. Yes, rather bribing, rather thriller, blah, 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 blah. Skip all this. Do I get any materials to build my castle? Nation conquered. Do I get any materials? No, I don't. Oh well then. Basically, you can then, when you get the materials, it'll tell you, do you want to upgrade your castle? You pay some of your men, so it weakens your army, but you get a bigger castle. Every now and then you get tickets, which I'm going to get one here now. So there we go, there's a Plaza ticket to buy another item. And that's that one. It's fun, it's enjoyable. Quite frankly, if only they'd gotten the licenses of the Big Bang Theory to make it rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock, quite frankly, it would have made it even better. But it's decent, you know. It's rock, paper, scissors. How can you go wrong with rock, paper, scissors? And I bet you someone will have a go at me and say, well, I call it scissors, paper, rock, or I call it paper, scissors, rock, you know, but I call it rock, paper, scissors, okay? So, then you've got Streetpass Mansion. It is very, very similar to Streetpass Quest, which I believe has got a different name in America as well. I can't even remember what they call it in America. So basically, it's very similar to that one. You get pieces from people you meet, and presents and that, and items, and it's an RPG as well as a load of other things. So, right then, I'll choose this because this will fit in with what I've got. You basically get coloured pieces, you match them up on the bottom to make a map. Oh, this is an item. That's just basically, it will heal us, but I'm full at the moment, so I'm going to choose to store it in the backpack or the interdimensional, whatever the hell it calls itself. So you get your pieces, you match them up, and you build rooms, and the bigger the rooms you build, the more items you get in treasure chests, and in the treasure chests you can find Plaza tickets, you can also find items and that. So you can find things that will cure your status effects, you can find weapons, just all sorts of things like that. You can upgrade your weapons, you can sell your weapons, you can get gems. It is a proper RPG system, and then when you run into an enemy, you fight them, and you hopefully kill them. The only problem I have with this game is, there's an awful lot of item carrying and finding and bettering your weapons and things, and an awful tiny amount of fighting. I have literally nearly completed 3 full floors of this map on this game here. I've counted that I have fought 5 times out of the whole thing, and it's annoying me. It's supposed to give you an increased chance of possibly fighting if you create new coloured rooms. So if, say, you street pass for 3 people, purple, blue, black, and you put them all in a row, so purple, blue, black, then going through, say you were in red, running into purple apparently gives you a chance to fight, then running into blue gives you a chance to fight, then running into black gives you a chance to fight. That's what it's supposed to be. The 1 or 2 days I have managed to get 3 or 4 people, I've put them all in a row for that reason, thinking, oh, come on, I'm going to have some fights here, and I didn't get anyone. And it's just annoying. It needs to have more fighting and less of the exploration, because now when I come up against someone, I'm too powered up that I kill them instantly, and it's a shame. But I still like building the mansion. That part's still fun. So that is pretty much a quick roundup of all of the games. If you're going to buy them, buy the bundle, because honestly, the garden one is just so terrible you shouldn't have to pay any money for it. So at least the bundle's giving you it for free, which will give you some free tickets to get some items that you want. But easily, in my opinion, the best ones to go for are the mansion one and the shoot 'em up one, if you can only go for 2. Because obviously the Street Pass battle, it's rock paper scissors. It's decent, you know, because it's rock paper scissors, but it's not going to change your life. It really isn't. So if you can only go for 2, go for the Streetpass Mansion and whatever the other one is. The reason I've just started a not so much stutter is I've remembered what it's called in America, which is such a stupid little thing to remember all of a sudden, but Find Me is what Streetpass Quest is called in America. Find Me. And it was because I pictured that in my head where it says me, because this is Streetpass Squad, and I remembered. So if you can only get 2, go for Streetpass Squad and Streetpass Mansion. Battle is decent, and Garden is just terrible, it really is. So there we go then. That's finally, after a few people actually requested I review the first couple of Street Pass games, that is finally now a review of all of the current Street Pass games. I'll see you again if they release another round, which hopefully they do, because 3 of them are at least really enjoyable, and I think there's a lot of mini-game things that you could make with this, even if they took them from other ideas of games like Nintendo Land, you know, even if they made a couple Street Pass games around the mini-games in Nintendo Land. So that is pretty much everything I can say about the game now. Obviously, I know I usually say graphics and music and that, but it's Street Pass Squad. You know what it looks like, you know what it sounds like, if you've got a 3DS. Because you've got it, you just don't have the new games. Possibly. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead, I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid, or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel, because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe, because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.